pass. Wilco makes a run ahead of him. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! The move, and then this, which left Dabby's ass totally stranded.
Hello, welcome to Bergkamp Wonderland, the podcast where I only got out of bed about 20 minutes ago and I've been rushing all day. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Bournemouth game today, Arsenal-Bournemouth, Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning for these two. And with me it is Chris in, is it sunny Florida, Chris?
Yes.
Is that always yes?
I mean, in the summertime it rains a lot, but not for long.
Very good. And Travis in LA somewhere. Is it sunny there? Because you've said the other day that you've had the worst weather in living memory.
It was a lot of rain. We got 8 inches in 36 hours. We're not used to that in LA. But today it's 62 degrees and sunny. It's lovely.
Wow, we are about to get snow next week because that's the bloody country we live in and it's driving me out the wall. At the moment, outside the front of my house is 5.6 degrees, so that's double it, 10, 38 degrees, maybe 39 at a push, and it's very, very cold and I hate it. Let's go and see if there's any people, because I forgot to do, normally I set this up early. You lot know me, I'm never getting anything done on time. We've got some people. We've got the Matt Hatter, Loki's brother. He's there without Loki. I don't know if that's allowed, Matt. We won't tell. Paul Nell, not Neil, is there? Oi, oi, lads. Brady's Banana, good evening. Fresh from, I think, both of those, Paul and Brady, both predicted 4-0 against Everton. BX is there, and I think Matt Hatter is having a beer, maybe. BX is tropical storm in the central. In central? You don't get tropical storms in the middle. You get tornadoes. No idea. And Paul says, cheers, bits, grabbing a beer in Fishtown, waiting for a haircut in Philadelphia. Size there. Hopefully he's been in a good mood today. Can't they just give us the win and get it over with? We all know the result anyway. So if we lose tomorrow, we know whose fault that will be. BX says, bring me some cheese. And I see about that chili feast cheese steak. I'm not sure if I'd want to ruin meat with having melted cheese on it. I'm not sure if that works or not. Avon is there. I'm only pretending to be here. You're here in spirit, Avon. That's more than good enough. And Brady's going 4-0 again. I'll save that one. There you go.
You never had a cheeseburger, Danny?
No, I mean, it's steak, isn't it? Isn't it like top quality steak? If it's top quality, you wouldn't chop it up, would you?
No, it's not top quality. It's usually the cheap stuff.
Definitely not. I'd give it a go, though. Oh, I've been munching on that like there's no tomorrow. I've had a banana today. That's it. Matt's going 4-0 as well. Add that one to the list of stuff to do. Right. So, gentlemen, let's have a little look at the... I'm on the wrong page as usual. Right. Where can you see it? You can't, because they don't give a fuck about their team winning the Premier League. No, they're not interested. So, Chris, pick a country, and I'll tell you what country, what channel it's on.
Israel.
Oh, I saw some very lovely ladies from Israel on Twitch the other day. They were stunning, and one of them was just been in the army. There's a picture of her with a gun. I thought she's more like a bloody porn star than a model, than an army person. It's on Sport too. Chris, pick a country.
I just did.
Oh, no, yeah. See, I'm not looking at the screen again. Travis, pick a country.
I will make a joke and say UK, but I know it's not on the telly, so let's do Ireland.
Ireland, that's where I'll be watching it. Probably my feed will be from. The land of me mother is on Premier Sports 1, Premier Player, HD, and it's also on TalkSport 2 radio, so it must be on radio in the UK as well. I have to set a separate, completely separate window open for all of this lot, otherwise it gets too crammed. Injury news, you two. I didn't realise that Eddie... There's a quote from Eddie, late fitness test. We are assessing Eddie, and it's a bit uncertain what's going to happen with him. To be honest, let's see and keep the options open. He is very positive about it, so hopefully he will be fine. And it just says reason other. Either of you know anything about that?
I read it earlier, but I don't know anything further on. I just saw the comments that you just read.
Arteta said he had been playing with a knock. Maybe an ankle knock is what I thought I heard. I don't remember.
And it also says Jorginho illness, which explains why he came off at half-time while he had his worst game for Arsenal. He's only played, 4? And that was the worst one. It says Georgie is fine. He had an illness and he has been suffering. But to be fair, he put in a great effort and a great shift in the first half. We decided to take him off so he could go, no doubt, and have a sloppy poo. Previous games against Bournemouth, we have played them 13 times. We played them once in the league. The first time we played them was 1987 in the League Cup, beat them 3-0. And we've played them in the League Cup once. We've played them in the FA Cup once. And the other 11 times have been in the Premier League, of which they have only won one. That was in January 2018. They beat us 2-1. That's a shameful result, isn't it? We scored first with Bellerin, and they scored with Callum Wilson and Jordan Ibe. And our lineup that day was Cech, Bellerin, Holding, Mustafi, Chambers, Xhaka, Wilshere, Iwobi, Maitland-Niles, Conservative, Lacazette and Welbeck. And what else was there? The last few times we played them in the Premier League at home was, is this one at home? No. Hold on. The last 3 times we played them have all been away. One of them was a cup game. The last time we played them at home in the Premier League was the 19th of October, 2019. We beat them 1-0 with a goal from David Luiz, and that was in the 9th minute. Our lineup that day, Ramsdale was playing for Bournemouth. I don't remember that game at all. And
he was their player of the season, wasn't he?
He was indeed, yeah. He did it at Sheffield United the season after as well.
Yeah.
But Leno, Socrates, Chambers. I'm sorry if we're going to make anyone give them the willies. Luiz, Kolasinac, Xhaka, Saka, Ceballos, Guendouzi, Pepe, Aubameyang, and then off the bench came Martinelli, Willock, and Lucas Torreira. Oh, poor old Lucas. Shame that didn't work out. So just looking at other stuff between... stop bringing me up adverts. I'm not interested. Total market value of the squads. Arsenal, 803 million. Bournemouth, 226. There you go. Average age of the squad, Arsenal 25.6, Bournemouth 26.8, international players 18-12, foreigners 16-16. Well, there you go. That explains it all, doesn't it? Mikel's record against Bournemouth, played 3, won 2, drawn 1, and their coach is Gary O'Neill, who is their I think he's caretaker manager. I'm not sure he's been made the job of manager yet. Oh, maybe he has. His contract expires 30th of June in 2024. Oh, their most valuable player, Hamed Junior Traore, never heard of him, is attacking midfielder worth 22 million, and ours is Saka worth 100 million. A few players over the years that we've shared with the mighty Bournemouth: Jack Wilshere, Jadon Anthony, Nico Yanaris, who is now Chinese, Samir Ryan Gary, Matthew Connolly, Frankie Seamek. One of your lot. Do you remember him?
No.
Do you remember him, Chris?
No.
Frankie Seamek. Born in Missouri in 1984. 4 caps for the US of A. Yeehaw! He's now 38 years old. He is a right back. He went loan to QPR. Then he went to Bournemouth. Then he went to Sheffield Wednesday for 75 grand. Then he went to Carlisle United for $1 million. And then he retired in 2013. After that, I've got no idea what it is. Does anybody in the chat remember Frankie Seamek? Smecky to his mates. Bag of Dicks is there. Hello, Bag of Dicks. So you predicted 2-0. Paul Nell, top quality, thin sliced. Just get onions and pepper off of my food, sir. Sire's gone 2-0 the Bournemouth. I'm not going to read these yet. Travis has put hashtag Sire out. That's what we need, people. Sire's a very bad man. The roll is important. I'd eat the roll bit. Man City 1-1 with Newcastle, says Bag of Dicks. Where can the Guam Gooners watch the match? Oh, I've got rid of the page now. Avon says, Si needs to cheer up and deal with reality. Can't. It's his niche as a Gooner. Brady says, Premier. Yep, he's in Ireland. Drago says, nobody says Fiji. Oh, someone say Fiji next time. No, they're all working on. Si only does it because it's funny. He really supports the others. Oh, what does the dog say? Has he got any idea about Frankie Simek?
I think he was saying 4-0 to the Gunners.
Oh, the dog knows. I'm looking at that very first game against Bournemouth in the League Cup. We beat them 3-0, 27th of October, 1987, just after my 17th birthday. It was Lukic in goal, Adams O'Leary at centre-back, Sansom at left-back. Right-back would have been, I think, Mickey Thomas. That's where he started playing when he played for Arsenal. Davis and Richardson in the middle, Rocastle right wing, Williams left wing, Perry Groves and Alan Smith up front, and Paul Merson come on for Groves. All legends. All right. Let's, BX has put in a prediction. Lovely. Matt says, my fellow Missourian about to get slapped tomorrow. What does that mean? You're not Missouri. No, you're not Loki's brother, are you? The Loki's brother is called Matt. So maybe that's not him. That's a good dog. Yes. Data is here. We're expecting 3 points to the Arsenal and sadly 3 points for City tomorrow. Right. That's enough of me yabbering on. Get rid of that one. So, Chris, how do you think the game's going to go? What are you hoping for?
I mean, I'm hoping for us to do our usual fast start, score early, and then just decimate them from there. I mean, I don't think they have a chance in hell, to be honest.
I hope you are right. Travis, we saw that against Everton and a few other teams this season. Once we score, you can hear, oh, no, it's all over. Is that the way you expect things to go tomorrow? Because Bournemouth's away form in the Premier League beat Wolves, lost 1-0 to Brighton, 2-0 to Brentford, 3-0 to Man United, 2-0 to Chelsea, 4-3 to Leeds, 2-0 to West Ham. So they won 1 and then they lost the previous 6. And also this season they lost 9-0 away to Liverpool, which was the final straw for Scott Parker as manager. So is this going to be the team that I say someone this season is going to get an absolute whopping 10-0?
10-0 would be great. I don't see that happening, but if we can keep a clean sheet and score a few goals is what I expect. Ramsdale's going for the Golden Glove. He's got to pass Nick Pope, who's one above him on 12, and Ramsdale has 11. So another clean sheet for Ramsdale is what I'm hoping for. I want to see a lot of control of the game, especially from midfield. Saka and Martinelli doing their things on the wing.
Yeah, that would be it. I mean, once the like we always say that any of those Premier League teams outside the top 4 or 5, and that doesn't include Spurs in the top 4 or 5 because they're a joke of a club. Cohen United, Sheffield, that is. That any one of those clubs would love a player like Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, or just anybody in that kind of position, and they would form their team around them. So they must see those 3 playing for us and go, oh no, do we have to go to and they're calling in sick. So hopefully that'll be the case. Chris, how did you feel at the game against Everton? Do you think we can take anything from that game forward to this game?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning of the game, I think I said in the group chat, I mean, we just need to score a goal. And then right after I said that, we scored a goal. And then from there on out, yeah, literally 2 minutes later. And then from there on out, I mean, it was just pure domination. I mean, we could have put in 6 goals. I mean, we had so many chances. I think it's going to be pretty similar to that. I don't know. It could be. I don't even think it'll take us 30 minutes to score a goal this time. So I think it'll be a very easy game.
Yeah, how about you, Travis? What was your thoughts on the Everton game, and can we bring anything from that? Because they definitely look like they've the hump didn't last very long, did it?
No, they have a very athletic midfield, very tall team. Not having Calvert-Lewin was a big blow for them, but they had some fast counterattacks in that first half where, Jorginho or Xhaka had made some bad passes and gave the ball away in midfield, and it was 2-on-3s, 4-on-2s, breakaways, and Saliba and Gabriel just handled their business. What can you say about those guys? It's insane how good they're playing together as a unit. My biggest takeaway from that game is that Zinchenko is unbelievable. And you had been mentioning that you didn't really like the way that he comes in.
No.
And I remember this when he was just dominating that game. I was like, take that, Danny.
Yes, it was absolutely brilliant. When it works, it works. But when it doesn't work,
it works. Yeah.
Yeah, when it doesn't work, it gets quite annoying. But like I always say, if I knew anything about football, I would.
But
I talking to you
I
two,
really think the difference with Zinchenko playing and Trossard starting in the front line with Marty is that Marty and Trossard are interchangeable. They're moving around. They're keeping the defense on their toes, and then Zinchenko can just run the show. But when you have Eddie up there, and he's so stagnant, and he's, he came on for a nice little cameo, but it's just a different ball game.
Yeah, what do you think about Eddie, Chris? Did that, as the emergence of Trossard shown that Eddie really isn't? He is the stumbling block at the club, because apart from a couple of poacher goals, he can't really do it, can he? And when he came on, things kind of slowed down. Although I think, did he get assist for the fourth goal?
That was a nice one.
But again, it was 2 inches from goal. That's everyone needs to have it. That's the only way he can play. He's like he has a magnetic force. Anywhere more than 6 foot away from the goal, and he can't cope.
Yeah, I mean, you're really seeing Martinelli come back into the game when you have Trossard up there as well, which is a huge thing. I mean, when you're playing Eddie, you're kind of losing. You're losing something in that number 9 spot, and you're also losing something from Martinelli. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. But yeah, I mean, I think he's a great sub. But yeah, we're a lot more fluid up top with Trossard there.
Yeah, the way they can move around, interact with each other, and then you'd like we always said years ago, when you had a couple of players that can it's going to show everybody a mooey. If you've got players that can swap over, then that is going to be the key to it all. And we're impossible to mark at times, and that is a wonderful thing. Loki has turned up, better late than never. Loki, but I didn't give people notice, did I? Tomorrow night's show is going to be in the about 7-8 o'clock again, I think. My BX says Martinelli wasn't scoring. Now he's scoring equals he is in form, which is what we need. And Saka is always in form. Mark says, good evening, gents, with fine beards. Yeah, my one's back. Nick says, can he ban someone? Yeah, you can ban somebody if you want. Just don't ban Drago, because he'll come out and he'll kill you. Proof that cats are jerks. How dare you? Travis, it says, what do you say? You say you're laughing at Nick. Good. Loki, can't read that out yet. Going to save that for later. What other things do we need to look at this? The league positions of the sides is quite important. Bournemouth are 19th in the Premier League. Their last 3 games, draw, loss, draw, win, loss. So 1 win in 6. They're can I do a wide on this? Of course I can't do a wide on this, because that would be helpful, wouldn't it, you scumbags? Right, Premier League. I'm going to go and see away teams. Where we are, Bournemouth are 16th in the table for away point. For we've already gone through how many they've lost. They've won 2, drawn 2, lost 8, scored 10, conceded 32. So that means it's going to be at least 3-1. So it's a 3-1, and add that onto Arsenal's home form, which is also 3-1, and so that means 6-2. Our home form, 1-9, drawn 2, lost 1, and as we all know, that was that shit game against some team from Manchester. So, I mean, just looking at the goals for and against, that means it's going to be 6-2. Travis, if you had to pick some kind of prediction, what are you going to go for?
4-0. 4-0 Saka. I'm sticking with 4-0 Saka every game. That's my game.
Chris, how about you?
I'm going to go 3-0, and I think I'm going to go with Trossard.
3-0 Trossard.
First score, yeah.
Oh, lovely. Someone bringing you some dog poo?
Rent.
Oh, a live interaction on air. Excellent. We've not seen one of those before. At least they don't pay like this to pay Chris and pay him in kind, because that wouldn't be good. That would be terrible. Boy 10 has put his prediction in. Anybody got any questions for these two for later in the show? Because we're going to go the usual half an hour for this. Well, what makes us so special? I don't know what that's about. Mark says, I don't think it would be a repeat of the Everton match. We will struggle to complete a pass for the first 35 minutes and win 4-0. Another prediction I've read out. I should wait to the end of it. So are you too confident, Chris? Are you confident for the rest of the season? because that blip that we had was what did it last, 2 or 3 games, and it was all a question of how long that blip is going to last. So do you think that is it now? It's just win all the way to the rest of the season, apart from one game, which is going to be tricky.
I mean, there's a couple games that somewhat worry me a little bit. I mean, Liverpool away is never easy. Newcastle away is not going to be easy. Chelsea, that'll be easy. Then, obviously the Man City game. But other than that, I mean, I think we should be picking up 3 points everywhere else. And who knows? As long as City drops some points along the way, too, I really don't care.
Yeah, just looking at Man City's game, I think, did they say they're playing Newcastle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, at home to Newcastle, and then they're away to Palace. Palace are pretty decent at home. Travis, how about you? What do you think this future run of games is going to go? Because we've got Bournemouth at home, away to Fulham, and then we're at home to Palace. And between those, we've got 2 games against Sporting Lisbon, and Sporting Lisbon really aren't in a good. I think the last time I looked, they were 4th. Yeah, they're still 4th in the league, and they are a massive amount of points away from. They are 15 points behind Benfica, but they're quite secure in 4th place. How do you think this run of games is going to go for this next few games? Fulham, Palace, Leeds.
I think we pull up maximum points until we go away to Anfield, and that's going to be our next big test. I know that they haven't been playing great lately, but it always seems to be a really tough game for us. And if they find any form, they're going to give us a good run. I can't see us losing any of these next games, and I think we also advance in the Europa League to the quarterfinal.
Yeah, do you know anything about Sporting Lisbon? Do you know any of their players?
I do not know any of their players, but I do know it's a lovely city. I was there in 2018, and I watched a Lisbon Porto match at the bar. Ooh. And that was a fantastic watch.
Yeah, I'd like to go. I'd like to live in Portugal. They decriminalised all the drugs. Not that I want to do them all, but it would help you get through the day sometimes if you've got an itchy bum.
I know last time we played them, they had Nani, and he looked horrible.
Yes, and then he went off to MLS, didn't he?
Yeah, then he played for Orlando City, and he was incredible.
Is he still there?
Yeah. No, we just got rid of him, I believe, last year or maybe the season before. I can't remember. He did really well for us, though.
Yeah, it's the return of Hector. That is true. We do know one of their players.
Oh, Hector's there?
Hector's in Sporting.
Oh, good for him.
He came on in one of their Europa League games recently, so he's not cup tied from being at Barcelona, because I think he played in the Champions League for Barcelona after the Aubameyang thing, where he played in the Champions League for Dortmund, and then he came to us and wasn't allowed to play for us in the Europa League. They went and changed the rule that you now can play after a certain point in both competitions. So he's there. Moustache. He's looking like I don't know, a Matador. Matador. I says no. Matador. He's looking very dodgy with that dodgy tash. He's got his full mullet back. He's fitting perfectly right down your way, Chris.
Yeah, he looks like he's fresh from the 90s.
Business at the front, party at the back, I think is what you lot call it.
Yeah. So, yep.
I don't know any players at Porto apart from him. Their top goal scorer in the league is Taremi. That's not. I'm looking at the wrong one. Is Partey. 12 goals, of which 5 were penalties. When your top goal scorer's got 7 goals, not including penalties, then you know you're in trouble. And your next top goal scorer's got 6 goals. Oh, a bloke called Marcus Edwards, who's English. And he's been there for a couple of years. He was at Spurs and Norwich on loan. So
compare that to us, who have 3 of the top 10 goal scorers in the Premier League in Marty, Saka, and Odegaard.
It is indeed. Travis, looking at Man City's, because we've got to look at these. We've got to have one beady little eye looking out to these. Mm-hmm. Their next few, if I go to Premier League, a lot of Premier League games. Tomorrow, 12:30 kick-off, nice and early. That should upset them at home to Newcastle. How do you think you're going to get on there? Because Newcastle, they're nothing if not dogged, are they?
Yeah, they like to waste time. They like to foul in rotation. They don't really give away a lot. They give the ball to Trippier and let him cross it in 38 times a game. And every corner he takes it, right side, left side. Every free kick he takes it, and people say he's good. I don't know. I see he's above average, but I don't think he's as good as people say. I think, I could see a 0-0. I honestly can. But if City score, I could also see 3 or 4-0.
How about you, Chris? Looking at their games, they've got Newcastle tomorrow. Then they're away at Palace. I mean, Palace crowd is amazing, but Palace aren't very good. And it says their game at home to West Ham has been postponed. I don't know why. Maybe it's a European game. And then they've got on the 1st of April, April Fool's Day, 12:30 kickoff, Man City Liverpool. Oh, mama, that's where form goes out the window. Hopefully, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, yeah, I agree with what Travis said about the Newcastle game. They're just anti-football, and they're really good at clean sheets. But I mean, I don't know, dude. They drew 1-1 with Nottingham Forest not that long ago, so anything can happen, really. But I wouldn't put money on it.
Yeah, we saw.
The sun is killing me.
Don't rub it in. With no, I'm just looking Vieira, and then last season he was at FC Porto. I'm just seeing if I can find any games or matches. See if this lets me go back far enough to see domestic leagues.
He didn't play the first half of the season very much, and he came on strong in the second half of last season, and ended up being like the most productive creator in the Portuguese league, I think.
Yes, his goals. I'm just looking backwards to see when he played against Sporting. Oh, the 11th of February last year, Porto 2, Sporting Lisbon 2. He scored a goal and got a yellow card. And so I'll see if there's the other leg against Porto. The other leg, it was 1-1. I don't know if he played. Yeah, it says he did play in that one. So, he's had pretty decent against them. 2 games, 2 points, 1 goal. Travis, how do you think we're going to get on with that in case we don't speak to you before we play Sporting Lisbon in the middle of next week?
Is the first leg at the Emirates?
Just scrolling backwards. Nope, first leg is away, 7:45. And then the
away goal rule, right?
Is that? Do you like that?
I actually love that. I think that is such a shit rule. It makes home teams play defensive. They thought it would make the game. They thought it would make the away team come out and have to play, but what it did was make the home team anti-football a lot of the times. I think we go through. I think we're gonna. I would say away to Sporting. I don't know much about them, but I know what we are, which is one of the best teams in Europe right now. So I have us going through.
You can't stand on the keyboard, dear. No, they don't want to see that. You're covered in fluff. Chris, Europa League, if we don't see you beforehand, are you confident of how far we can get? Because Man United are still in it and they're looking really good. Could it be a Man United-Arsenal final? Oh, that'd be sexy. I don't want it, but it'd be sexy.
Yeah, that sounds very stressful. I don't want that either.
It's been
we already beat
in Hungary, the final.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
in my native motherland.
Oh, get some tickets. No, I ain't going.
Budapest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confident. I think we'll rotate a little bit, but maybe not too much. I think maybe, Vieira might start instead of Xhaka, and we'll experiment with that. But I don't know how much rotation. Maybe, you see Kieran Tierney in there and Tomiyasu, but I don't want to see Rob Holding.
I want to see SR.
People have been. He's got his beautiful new hair. I'll move the fucking keyboard and she walks off. Absolute minge. Yeah. Oh, I want to see Big Bob. He's played 7 Premier League games, and in the Premier League, you've got to play 10 games to get a medal. And so he only needs 3 substitute appearances from the next 13 games or whatever it is.
In the Prem.
Yeah. I'm interested with the looking at the teams that are left in the Europa League because I think we've talked enough about Bournemouth. No one really cares. Travis, we got Union Berlin v Union v Union. That's never happened before. Be the Belgian champions. Union Saint Gillois. Oh, fuck that up. Sevilla, Fenerbahce, Juventus, who are shit. Freiburg, Leverkusen, Ferencváros, Varov, the Hungarian team. Man United, Real Betis. That's him. Thank you. Bless you. Roma, Sociedad, and Shakhtar Donetsk, Feyenoord. Is there any teams there apart from Man United that worry you? Because I'm not.
No, not at all. Actually, I mean, I wouldn't be upset if we got knocked out of Europa as long as it's not by United. I do not want to lose to United. I don't give a fuck, but we cannot lose to United. So. But I really see if Mikel wants it that we are in the final. That's what I would predict.
I just hope the final is usually around my daughter's birthday. And a couple of years ago, the Chelsea one was on the day of her birthday. So we went out for dinner, came back, and then...
What is that, the beginning of May?
29th of May, her birthday.
Oh, yeah, it's like right after the Prem season ends, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Which is the way all cup finals should be. It is on the 31st of May. Good. 2 days after my daughter's birthday. And so I'm going to get away with that. Chris, any of those teams in this round of 16 worry you?
Not at all.
There you go. That's a short answer, short and sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. Those teams are pathetic. I mean, Juventus might be a little tough, but we should blow right through those guys. I mean, blow right through those guys? Wow, I didn't. Never mind. Moving on.
What is Danny talking to? I'm talking to the cat. She's now rubbing her face on the microphone. It's going to start banging in a minute. Are you attention-seeking, Dora? Dora was actually called after Walcott, Theodore. And then we found out Theodore didn't have a willy, so it became Dora, not Theodore. Yes, there we go. Write that down.
Behind the cat's name.
Drago says, my heart won't be able to take an Arsenal Man United European final. It'd be fucking horrendous.
So stressful.
I don't know what these lot are talking about. Mr. Boblex has turned up. Hello. Loki, thumbs up. It's a free cat's eye thrown in. How many thumbs up have we got? 16? It's not too bad. Get 1,000 and my cat will do the rest of the show. BX says we need our European trophy. We've never won it. No. Oh, well, it is the UEFA Cup.
The European trophy. I mean, it's the Europa League. That's like...
It's in the name. I mean, I'll take it, but
I'll take it. I just never
not to risk the season.
I've been a supporter since 2007, and I haven't seen us win the Premier League, and that's all I really care about. I want the Premier League trophy so bad, and I'm willing to sacrifice anything for it. But obviously, a double would be great. But we don't have any more midweek games in the Premier League this season. That's
good.
13 games. 13 games left in 13 weeks of the Premier League season. So,
yes.
Quick maths.
Reading all the comments. Yes, the current Europa League used to be the UEFA Cup, and before the UEFA Cup, it was the European Fairs Cup when you only had the Europa League, European Cup and the Europa Fairs Cup, and we won the Europa Fairs Cup in 70-71. I think we did it. I can't remember, but that was we've won 2 European trophies, and that was one of them. So we have kind of won it, but they've renamed it. I'm just going to go and check what year we won it in. We won 69-70. God, I was so close.
Very close.
And in the final, we beat Anderlecht 4-3 in the final, but it was a 2-legged final. We lost the first leg 3-1 on 22nd of April 1970, and then we won the second leg at home with 3-0. And who scored the goals in there? Can we see who scored the goals? Kelly, Eddie Kelly scored a goal. John Radford scored, and John Samuels scored the other one. And Bertie Mee was the manager, and George Graham and Georgie Armstrong were there, and Frank McClintock, Bob Wilson.
April 26th.
And then a little time after that, they went on and did the double. which was lovely. So I was conceived around that time, and I popped out just after we did the double, before we finished the double. Lovely. Can't argue with that. So we have won 2 European trophies, the other one being the Cup Winners' Cup. And that's it. That's all we've done.
It is.
But for a team that's won 13 top-flight titles, 14 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, 16 Charity Shields. So there you go. Right.
But we don't have any double game weeks, Dean. So you're correct. It's April 26th. It's the midweek game against Mad City. But we don't have any double game weeks, at least in fantasy terms. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean we have the weekend off because it's FA Cup weekend?
For the Man City midweek game, you're saying?
Man City midweek game, yeah. I was looking at the double game week schedule on Premier League Fantasy so I could set my team up for the week. But we're one of the teams that only has 1 game per week for the rest of the match weeks.
There you go. And my toothache
Great.
is just coming, so I'm going to have some sausages. If that's known cure for toothache. Has anybody got any questions for this lot? If not, put your predictions in the chat. I'll read them out. And if you remind me, like we did for the Everton game, I will go through and then find out all the people who got the predictions right. 4 people got the predictions right against Everton. So put your predictions in the chat now and see if I kept a note of all the people who got it right. Boy Tendayo, Ron Ree, Brady's Banana, and Paul Nell all got 4-0 Everton right. So there you go. There's one there from Mr. Bob Lex. I saw the pictures, Bob Lex. I will bring them up. I'll go and get them because I'm not logged into Discord at the moment, and then I will show them on the podcast midweek. And yes, come on, people, put your predictions in. I've only got 11 predictions. Oh, here we go. I've got Patrick is there. Afternoon, Patrick. Mark has put his prediction in there. BX has now put their prediction in there. Lovely. Well, I shall go and read out some of these. Putting at the end of the show, so I remember to go and have a look. Chris, what was yours? Did you say 3-1?
I said 3-0.
Oh, and Travis,
I said 4-0.
4-0. I'm going to go 7-0 because Bournemouth is shit. A lovely 7-0 with 3 goals disallowed, and then we'll all be shouting and screaming that we should have broken the Premier League record. Right, Brady Banana, 4-0 again. The Matt Hatter, 4-0. Bag of Dicks, 2-0. Guy says Bournemouth are going to win 2-0. That's just his way. He likes it. BX has gone 3-1 the Arsenal. Keysby Knight has done a fucking essay on it. 7-3. We go 2-0 up early. Pegger's back at the first half. Ends 2-3. We come out after a rollicking from Arteta and put 5 more past them. Loki has gone 5-1-ish with a sprinkling of taking the piss. Olé! Drago is going, I take a stress-free 2-0 win, to be fair. Boy 10's going 3-0, Eddie Nketiah hat-trick. Every game is an Eddie Nketiah hat-trick. Mark is going, I think it will be a repeat of Everton match. We will struggle to complete a pass in the first 35 minutes and win 4-0. Mr. Bob Lex is 5-0. Patrick Castle 2-1. Mark has gone another 4-0, so he's gone 4-0. Oh, yeah, same thing. BX has gone 3-1. And now for the ones I hadn't highlighted, BX is... they're 3-1 Arsenal, we gathered that. Don 5-0. Drago 3-1. Nick Wilson has gone 2-0. The Matt Hat says he is triple captaining Saka. I'm number 1 in my head-to-head. This needs come on Saka. Dejan has gone 3-1. And Sai, I think I've got the result correct, but I said 4-0.
Such a troll.
So I think that's it. We're all done. Right, people. We will be back tomorrow, probably about 7, 8 o'clock. I think it's going to be Deke, maybe a little bit later. So when I'm in bed, I don't want to get up. And I just watched the latest episode of Star Trek Picard. And
if I can get up for these 4:30 a.m.s, Danny, you can get up for a 3 p.m. game.
Oh, I'll watch it. I'll watch it in bed. But then I'll go to bed tonight about 2 a.m. And then I'll sit in bed until 7 a.m. watching Netflix and Amazon and YouTube and Twitch. And then I'll fall asleep about 8 a.m. And then I go, I've got to wake up in 7 hours to watch the football. Then after it, I'll go back to sleep for a while. Otherwise, I get very grumpy. But when the summer's here, I get up about 10, 11 in most mornings and my days are normal. But I've got nothing to get up for. My life is essentially meaningless. It's just I only get up to feed the cats. I mean, if I died, no one would know. 10 days about
we would know
last week.
We would be
you would be going, hold on, there's no one hosting this. I don't mean that much. Sean's mum pops round every few days. My mum usually comes over. Sexy
I
Frank
get
likes
up,
to
make
come
coffee,
round.
and sit in bed and watch the game.
Oh, I'd love to have coffee now, but I'll be up all night. Don One says, hit the like buttons, people. Go on, it's free. How many have we got now? 20. That's a lovely number. This is way too much detail. It certainly is. Right. Chris, for the people who are listening and not watching, where can they find you on the cesspit that is Twitter?
They could find me at the Lion Gooner.
Didn't that used to be the Purple Lion or something?
Yeah, it did, and then I changed it because I talk a lot more about Arsenal than I do Orlando City, so I just combined the two.
Will you be off down to the Staggered Inn tonight and be mooning the camera so when I'm watching?
I went to the bar last night, so I can't go 2 nights in a row. There's just no way in hell.
Do go there. Don't
so
speak
much.
to Sam. Sam does't like anybody. You could go up to him and be the nice, and he would no, unless you look like an NFL quarterback. No, and what's the ones, the big bulky fat ones at 8'5"? What are they called?
The linemen.
That's the bugger. If you look like one of them covered in tattoos and a beard, he'll high five you and give you one of them funny handshakes, and then he'll be happy. Travis, it's well done on your second appearance. Very good. Enjoyed it. Where can people find you with your lovely new Twitter account?
At Wally Loves AFC on Twitter, on the bird.
What does Wally mean? I've never asked.
So it was, the catering company is the Walrus and the Hedgehog.
Oh,
and so I used to be the Walrus on my gamer tag for first person shooters and FIFA.
Yeah.
But inevitably, every single one of my friends ended up just shortening Walrus to Wally, and everyone called me Wally. So now now my gamer tag is Wally.
It's like mine with the GFP. That's not me. That's my car, the German flower pot. Someone named my car that in 2004.
German flower pot.
They said I didn't have the convertible one then. I had another two-door one. And they said, we're all sitting in here, about 10 of us, and they were taking the piss out of my car because they all drove Ford RS Cosworths and RS Turbos and mainly Ford drivers and Vauxhalls. And I'm the only one with a German car. And they said, we could cut the roof off your car, fill it full of mud, and then it'd be a German flower pot. And then people from then on called me the German flower pot or Mr. Pot. So before that, my computer name from 2004 back to 1984 when I first started playing games was Dr. Aardvark.
Dr. Aardvark.
Yeah, so you might find that on some forums of me being an absolute shit. But I don't really answer to anything other than Danny. No Daniel, no Dan. So don't try any of that nonsense with me. Right, a half-hour show has taken 42 minutes. You two have been absolutely spectacular. And the chat, 22 thumbs up, because there's only 31 of you here. You've been very good as well. There we go. And Don One has rated him. Travis's beard is the best. Chris takes runner-up spot, and Danny's beard has regressed. I know I had that dodgy-looking moustache, didn't I? So I mean, my beard's in shock. And Boy 10 ends it with, "We have the champions swagger." We do. What better way 100%. To end the show? Right, people, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow night, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. I've no idea. And we're going to end with the Anfield 89 outro. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.
Out it goes to Lee Dixon. Long ball from Lee Dixon. Smith will hold it up, plays it square to Thomas. And Thomas goes inside Nickel. And Thomas is there. And Thomas has scored for Arsenal. In injury time, Michael Thomas has scored for Arsenal. A ball played through the gap. Thomas was there. He held off 2 challenges, kept his head. By my watch, we are a minute and a half into